Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marco and I'm here to help you master your money and build your wealth. Most people will never get rich, and that's not because of bad luck, the current president, or the economy. In this video, I'm going to teach you 5 ways to get you on the right track to building wealth. If you want to escape the financial trap and build real wealth, stay tuned. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go into 5 main reasons that people never get rich. And when I talk about rich, I'm really just talking about getting wealthy, getting on the right track of actually getting ahead and not staying on that never-ending hamster wheel. So before we get into the 5 reasons people never get rich, I'm also going to get into 5 reasons of how to actually get on the right track. I want to talk about the hard truths about wealth, okay? This is why most people stay broke, is a majority of these 4 things. They have bad financial habits, okay? Whether that's overspending, not tracking their money, just being kind of flippant about their money and lackadaisical, similar to how most people are about their weight. It's just consuming little snacks, and next thing you know, you're over your diet by 500, 600, 700 calories, right? The second one is financial education. Okay, a lot of people don't talk about financial stuff, whether it's around the dinner table, which it shouldn't necessarily be around the dinner table, but that's just more of a metaphor about talking with your friends and family about money. And then also the fear of blank. What is that blank? That blank is of risk and of failure. Okay, so basically taking educated risks, which we'll talk about later. And then having a consumer mentality versus an investor mentality, okay? This one wants to consume and buy things. This one wants to save for a rainy day and buy things that earn them money as opposed to take money out of their pocket every month, okay? So there's gonna be a lot of good examples within this video, but I just want to lay out these hard truths in the beginning. Okay, so let's get into the 5 main reasons people never get rich. I'm just going to update this as we go. Number 1 is trading time for money, okay? So trading time for money means earning income based directly on the number of hours you work, okay? So this is the default. This is 90% of people watching this video. So this is the default way that most people make a living, but it limits your wealth potential because time is finite, okay? Everyone only has 24 hours in a day, and that's a poorly drawn clock, just so you know. So a lot of us are in that job mindset versus the wealth building mindset, okay? So we're directly compensated for the work we do. We punch in at 8, punch out at 5, leave us alone, turn on the Netflix and zone out, right? So you need to find different ways of how the rich leverage their time, assets, and people instead of just leveraging yourself, okay? So let me repeat that. The rich, they leverage time, they leverage assets, and they leverage people instead, okay? So instead of trading our time for one-on-one dollar units, let's figure out how to multiply or clone ourselves or multiply or clone our dollars. And that'll come through all the answers in the second half of the video. Let's get into number 2. Okay, number 2 is living above their means. This one's pretty obvious, but when you live above your means, it happens when you spend more money than you earn, often by relying on other sources, such as credit cards or savings, instead of a sustainable budget or income, okay? So the cycle of debt and the paycheck to paycheck living, this is going to keep you on that perpetual hamster wheel, and you're never gonna get off. You're never gonna allocate a certain percentage towards investing, towards savings, towards certain goals, and you're always just gonna be living by the seat of your pants, okay? So lifestyle inflation is a big one. The reason I mention this is because a lot of people watching my channel over the years, they have increased their income, they have gotten better jobs, they have side hustles, they have different ways of making money, but it can keep them also at net zero because it just keeps people poor because they inflate their lifestyle. So how does this happen? So with lifestyle inflation specifically, this could happen through housing, it could happen through cars, it could happen through a credit card lifestyle, social pressure with different circles of friends. So just be cognizant of that, you guys. If you guys started watching my channel when you made 50 grand a year and now you're making 100 grand a year, don't double your lifestyle. Maybe increase it by 15, 20%, don't double it. Okay, number 3 is not investing early or enough, okay? So $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow because it can grow more, it can do more things. You can invest it, it can compound. That's called the time value of money, okay? The power of compound interest is on your side when you invest early and when you invest enough, okay? So in 2000, a loaf of bread cost $1.50. Today, it's over $3. This is a 133% increase. In 1995, a gallon of gas cost $1.15. Are you paying $1.15 at the pump, right? So as long as your wages don't keep up with that inflation, you are losing purchasing power, okay? The same goes for investing early. Your money is compounding at a certain rate. Typically, if you invest in the S&P 500, that's anywhere from 8 to 11%, depending on what studies you look at, closer to 10% actually. And then when you adjust for inflation, you're netting right around 6, 7% if inflation is indeed 3%. If it's not, that's a story for another video, but at least you're maintaining purchasing power, okay? The S&P 500 is a good metric for that. If you're not doing that, you don't have compound interest on your side and you don't have time on your side. So invest early and invest often. Number 4 is the fear of risk or failure. So playing it safe is staying broke. Not literally broke, but you're never gonna get ahead that way, especially when it comes to inflation and your purchasing power, okay? Wealthy individuals, they don't avoid risk. They manage it strategically to maximize their return. So here are some examples of how they take calculated risk instead of reckless ones. First, they have diversified portfolios. This could be stocks, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds, things that are blue chip and that are going to last a long time or have proven track records of results. They think long term. So look at the time of this recording, the S&P 500 is having a little bit of a dip. Same thing with NASDAQ. People are going insane on social media. That's because they're either over leveraged or they don't know what they invested in the first place, or they have a short-term mindset. So you need to think long-term. Let's get into the 5th and final one. Okay, number 5 is relying on one income stream. And this one is the most important in my opinion. The reason for this is because the rich have multiple income streams. There's multiple studies that have been done that rich people have money coming in from royalties, dividends, businesses, cash flowing real estate, bunch of different sources, right? So if any one of those sources or streams is shut off, they still have others that are gonna pay the bill or earn them money. That's why job security is a myth, you guys. If you have a job loss, you have no income. So, and also you have no control over this one income. Yes, you can ask for a raise, you can ask for more money, you can hope that you get a raise that goes above the rate of inflation, but at the end of the day, you need a financial safety net, okay? So when it comes to financial safety nets, let's get into today's sponsor, Policygenius. It's 2025 and it's time to get your financial house in order, but this isn't some fad diet or a new gym membership. This is the time to set you and your family up with a solid foundation for your financial future. That foundation starts with a life insurance policy using Policygenius. Policygenius makes finding and buying life insurance so easy. I always recommend Policygenius because not only did I use it to find my term life insurance policy, but because the process was so simple and saved me a ton of time. We spoke to one of their licensed experts. She gave us options based on the amount of insurance coverage and term of the policy that we thought was appropriate, and we went from there step by step. The process couldn't have been simpler. With Policygenius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options are 100% online and let you avoid unnecessary medical exams. My wife and I didn't have to have any medical exams and did everything over the phone. I like working with Policygenius and recommend them to everyone because they are simply a marketplace that helps people find and buy insurance. They are not an insurance company. They can help you compare options by getting quotes from America's top insurers, and you don't have to worry about them having your best interest in hand. They work for you, not the insurance companies. Sometimes there are financial advisors or insurance salespeople that sell you the policy that makes them the most money while not having your best interest in hand. I didn't have to worry about that with Policygenius. Check life insurance off your to-do list in no time with Policygenius. Head to policygenius.com/whiteboardfinance or click the link in the description to compare free life insurance quotes from top companies and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com/whiteboardfinance. Okay, so let's get into the how to fix it portion of the video. And number 1 is going through a mindset shift, and I'll tell you 4 others after this one. So with the mindset shift, you need to think like an investor, not a consumer. We are conditioned, especially in the United States, to think like consumers. We're being bombarded by ads every single day, whether it's on social media, TV, YouTube, whatever. Buy this, buy this, buy this, you need this, you need this, you need this, right? So think like an investor. You need to learn from wealthy mentors, and if you don't have a wealthy mentor, you can learn from books, okay? These are just wealthy mentors that are just writing to you, right? So good examples of books are The Millionaire Next Door, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a classic. However you feel about Robert Kiyosaki, it doesn't matter. It doesn't negate how good this book is. And then the third one is The Richest Man in Babylon. It'll teach you how to pay yourself first, and from there you can build a foundation. So I would definitely check out those 3 books, The Millionaire Next Door, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, so number 2 is to start building high income skills, okay? So this could be sales, it could be software development, it could be marketing, it could be business, it could be anything that pays the bills, okay? And I know this sounds kind of vague, but when you increase your income first, you can invest more, okay? The personal finance community online is kind of annoying because they're always saying, save, 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 save. I get that, you need to save, everyone knows that. But if you're making 30 grand a year, what are you gonna be able to invest in, right? After taxes and expenses, you're broke, dude. So you need to increase your income. If you wanna look for a more traditional path out of higher education, check out STEM degrees, that's science, technology, engineering, and math. Those typically have the highest ROI. Okay, number 3 is start investing early. Remember earlier in the video, we talked about investing early and often. So simple investing strategies, doesn't have to be complicated. You have index funds, real estate, you could start an online business, even though it's a little bit harder, that could have much higher ROI. But the importance of long-term patience and investing early will get you ahead because we talked about compound interest. So here's a quick example. Investing $300 a month over 40 years, earning 8%, gets you close to $1 million, okay? That's $300 a month. That's $3,600 a year, that's nothing. Saving $300 a month over 40 years, earning 2%, if you put that in a high yield savings account, I'm averaging out the times when it was 0.1% and 5%, okay? So I just picked 2. That's gonna get you $220,000. So investing the same amount of money over the same amount of time with just a 6% higher yield is going to give you almost 5x the results. 1 million versus 220,000. Invest early and often. Number 4 is creating multiple income streams. We talked about this, you guys. So how do we do this? Some of these are cliche, but some can absolutely skyrocket and change the trajectory of your life. This YouTube channel is an example of that. So side hustles, online businesses, slowly investing in real estate, and then also earning passive income so you can keep plowing that money back into those same things or into a investment account. So I started this YouTube channel for fun to help people, okay? I have a finance degree, I like financial markets, I like macroeconomics, I like all this stuff. So I'm like, hey, why not just start a YouTube channel, help people and teach for fun, right? Well, that's grown into a pretty big business and a pretty big channel. I did it on nights and weekends. I worked 8 to 5 my whole life, essentially. If I can do it, you can too. And number 5 is stop wasting money on liabilities, okay? You need to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. That's the entire premise of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that's why I want you to read that book if you haven't already. So focus on buying things that make you money, that put money in your pocket every month, instead of taking money out of your pocket every month, okay? That could be rental properties, stocks, dividend stocks, any of that stuff. So you already know that. It's been beaten to death in the personal finance community, but you need to really hammer this into your brain. Your net worth is simply your assets minus your liabilities, and in order to increase your net worth, those assets need to increase in value over time. That's not gonna happen with liabilities, you guys, so keep that in mind. So as always, let's get into my thoughts at the end of the video. Most people stay broke because of bad financial habits. Hopefully you understood some of those better today after all these bullet points. So lack of financial education, trading time for money, fear of risk, stuff like that, it just holds you back, okay? I'm not saying be reckless. I'm not saying go gamble in the crypto casino or anything like that. I'm saying figure out a plan. All you need to do is watch this channel over the past 7 years. It's all there for free. And just take action, okay? I know that sounds very guru-ish and cliche-ish, but if you actually write your goals down for the year and then take a plan and just reevaluate at the end of the year and keep doing that, I promise you your life will improve. What gets measured gets managed. So if you found this valuable, like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, make sure you guys see my videos for more wealth building content, and as always, drop a comment down below. Today's question, I think I'll make it, let's start simple. What's one thing you're changing today based off of the learnings in this video? Thank you so much and have a prosperous day. Oh, he's gonna do the funny thing at the end of the video. Oh, good job. Welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. Give me a quarter and I'll dance for you.